On tonight's program, ladies and gentlemen, we have something that's going to make you sick.
My beautiful aliens, hello, and welcome back to the Authentically Blue podcast. I am your host, Carlson. It is currently the last day of September, currently 11:14 p.m. I am in the family car, which I don't really like. I'm under the moonlight. I ordered myself some food. I have had a rough couple of days, weeks, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, and I haven't uploaded on here in a minute. And I just thought about it today because at work I was speaking to somebody about how I started this podcast and how life has been for me. He is a psychologist and I was like, we cannot be doing a therapy session in between work because that's not gonna work. Like, we're either friends or co-workers, or it's gonna get a bit murky. But he had me reflecting when he asked me certain questions, and it reminded me of when I was in therapy and the things that I was focusing on. I will not lie to you, a few hours ago I felt like the world might have been a better place without me. Maybe people would be better off, maybe things would have been better, and I don't know. I think that feeling comes and goes. Trigger warning. I apologize for not giving a trigger warning. I just feel and think like mental health is such an interesting topic. It's like you're fine and then something triggers you and it's like a snowball effect. And then you add a layer to that of vulnerability where you have people in your support circle, or you can feel very alone, which can both be true at the same time, because you're like, you don't want to overwhelm someone with what you're going through and the things that you're facing. But guys, I think at the end of the day, it's very important to know that the relationship that you have with yourself is one of the most important things. And I think that's why authenticity is very true to you in being alive and being happy and healthy and thriving. I know my voice sounds like a wreck right now, but I just really felt it's like I want to capture this moment, because another colleague at work was telling me, you're never the problem if you know what you want and you treat people right and you do the right thing. But it's tricky when you have people constantly testing your boundaries, testing your patience, doing things to frustrate you, and you miss people and you stuck in this loop of like, I don't know. I just feel like, okay, I'm talking about a bunch of various things. Let me narrow it down. I think it's human nature for people to come and go. I think it's just an interesting mix of letting those people in when you know that's going to happen. And I feel like I had a conversation with someone else recently and they were like, as I told you a few years ago, people come into your life for a reason, a season, a lifetime. A reason, a season. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I think that is very true. I do feel like though we're always like changing. 5-year-old me, 5 years ago me and me now is completely different. And I just feel like these things that constantly test us and push our limits, and these things we all find overwhelming in different ways. And I don't know. I think I got to a point this week where I did not know how to handle that. And even small, how do I say this? Like small, like when people give me affection, especially in the last few days, I think it's been really difficult for me to like carry that or be like hold that space, because I just feel like, the world would be better off without me. And before this episode, I was listening to Ariana Grande's song, Better Off Being a Wild One, like her song Better Off, and it kind of inspired this episode because I was sitting in the car thinking to myself, what do I want this episode to be about? Because I definitely want to do an Authentic Rambles episode. I don't know how to phrase it, because again, people in my life really be listening to the podcast, and I just feel like I'm at a stage where mentally it's been extremely overwhelming. Just to give you some insight into what's happening, I had a colleague there at work. That's what kicked everything off. And then that trickled into my romantic relationships. And then that literally ended because it was like, I felt like they were not present for me in the way that I wanted them to be. I'm being very vague because I don't want to spill in details, but the gist of it. And then on top of that, I had 2 friendship breakups with people who I have been there for over 14 years. And I think it was really triggering for me because I'm just like, I have been there for you for your lowest lows. I have been present, I have been active, I have showed you love, but this constant, like, especially recently, revelation of like me not being good enough for somebody, but they want to be in my life. I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, you take me as I am or you leave it. And just because you're experiencing something in a different aspect doesn't mean that you project that onto me. And then the other element of friend, and then this person kept insisting it's coming from a place of love and care, and I just want to be there, and I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna work, because one more bombshell and I'm out. Like, it's not a new bombshell walks into the villa right now. It's literally just, I can't deal with these bombshells you keep dropping on me about how you're unhappy and this isn't working. It's like, I am also going through my own shit. Linking it to the next friendship breakup, I had a friend who is literally insane. I don't even know if I can publish go how crazy. I will give you this instance. I was once in a room because this person mentioned they were mentally feeling very low, and I found myself literally in an episode of like Chicago PD. I'm not even kidding. It's crazy how we manifest things into life. And I was like, if I'm caught by the police right now, like, I could literally be arrested, and I'm not even a bloody Kenyan citizen, so make it make sense. What are you doing right now? This person has been arrested before, and I don't know, I just don't, my behaviors don't align with hers. I think a lot of the whole guy situation, being with different multiple guys, heavily into drugs, and just living life on edge, like, that isn't for me. I'm all for doing life for the plot, but not this kind of plot, guys. This plot has consequences and is insane. And just like one of the last conversations I had with her, she was like, you're literally too kind and nice, you need to be more bitchy and an asshole. And I'm like, I'm sorry. The tipping point was when we were out and about and her cousin bought me a drink, and the drink wasn't even worth 300 Kenyan shillings, and she got a date to come, and she literally had this person pay over 3,000 shillings. And I'm like, I can afford and pay for my own drink right now, so I don't understand how or what the problem is, because I could pay the guy and I could pay the till. I have both informations. Like, I could pay the shop and I could pay him. And if someone wants to buy me a drink, they can buy me a drink. I literally have no issue with that. Obviously, I understand that if people do things for you, they want things in return and da 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 da. But he was an asshole, and it was his way of apologizing and whatever. And then I literally communicated. I was like, I think I don't like how you treated me. You're ruining the mood. I have a lot of things going on in my life right now, and I just want to have fun and be. And she took it the wrong way. She was like, da 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 da. I just want you to level up. Level up how? Be a bitch and be an asshole. That is not gonna work. And then on top of that, I had my grandmother in the hospital for over 15 days in the ICU. And now she's literally back in hospital, which trickled into family politics and some insane things that's going on. And then in my own personal, like, family, there's a lot of drama that could literally, there's life-changing news that could literally alter how we live and how things are right now. It's just been very fucked up, I think. So me going MIA has literally been just a way to protect my mental health, that I don't know how to be fake and show up and not be real. So I'm literally sharing all this with you guys because I want to be, hold on, my throat is breaking. I'm not crying, I promise. Okay, I'm back. I want to be as authentic and as real as I possibly can be. And I miss the days that I was on here, so here goes. So, yeah, I think a battle of family. Oh, did I mention a colleague died at work and then they brought a goat to slaughter? Two goats, and the guy fainted, and then they ended up talking about how it was a scam. It was like a plan for more people to die and a compromise and a cult and da 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 da. I'm like, I don't think this is even safe to share online. But all of this in a span of a few weeks, and all these 4 or 5 people were like testing me in my personal life, and I'm just like, fuck you and fuck your shit. I actually can't deal with this right now. Like, I literally cannot deal with this. And to be honest, it led me to be petty and like not nice to one person. But I think it was most of the trigger of that person wanting me to be vulnerable. And when I was vulnerable, they decided to be cold. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Are you not seeing how much I'm going through right now? And then to top it all off, I found out I'm not graduating. And I was just like, what in the bejesus is happening right here? And then at work, it's like so much drama, you guys. I'm like, is this like a crazy, insane horror story time? I'm working with a family member, and off before we started working together, like we were very close, but because of someone else, there was some drama between them. And after pouring a lot of financial money, I'm talking millions into them, after pouring a lot of money into them, they decided to cut them off completely, which was really triggering and hurtful. And I feel like me working with this person is like, obviously they're on edge from that experience, but I'm like, everyone around me knows that when I work on something, I fucking deliver. And I missed work on Friday because I found out about the whole graduation, and then I was going through the breakup and my grandma in hospital, and just grief lingering in the air and uncertainty. And I just told myself, like, what am I doing right now? What is going on with my life? And does this add to the world being a better place without me? A better off being a wild one. I'm trying to like lighten the mood, but I'm like, it's crazy. It's crazy how things have been, and I'm just trying to like ground myself and be. And I told myself today, like, no more doing insane triggering things or like spiraling, because that is not going to help me in any way. And I went and I went ahead and did 2 more things. That is so crazy, you guys. And I'm just like, I think I need a change of space. As soon as my mom is back, I'm so skedaddling to what is it called, Mombasa, to be with my uncle for a few days. And I'm just going to be focusing on the things I love, watching TV shows, which kind of is a form of escapism, but it's like life is. Someone asked me the other day, how do you de-stress and sort through feelings? And I was literally like, I watch TV shows. My one of my younger brothers was like, I asked him, I was like, have you ever seen someone watch a TV, like enjoy a TV show as much as I do? And he was like, no, because I look at things from so many different angles. I enjoy the cinematography, the fashion, the story plot, the writing, the comedy, the inside jokes. Like, bro, it's literally like a hobby at this point, is what my brother said. My point being, you guys, I think after doing that fucked up shit of feeling and, you know, almost not being in this world, I just thought, I'm gonna live my life as authentic and as honest to me, even if that's being authentically blue, and holding that on my sleeve and my shoulder. And I think if you're going through a similar experience, I'm genuinely sending you so much love and care. And if you are listening to this and thinking, oh my god, she is not okay, I promise I'm okay right now. I'm much better. I think there's just a lot of uncertainty. And then even the workplace I was working at, another one wanted to fire me. I'm just like, better off being a wild one. What are the lyrics? Let me find the lyrics to the song, because I was reading it and I was just singing it, and I was just like, I can really relate, because what? The other thing is like the disrespect people give me. I'm like, I was telling my brother, why do people feel the audacity to treat me this way when I'm really nice and kind to them? Because I can't go around walking like with a crown on my head, being all nice, but I'm just like, I'm putting those boundaries and I'm not ashamed of it, because you're not going to move that way towards me. And if you're listening to this and you're one of the people that I've mentioned before, fuck you. I was going to say, and your hood, I look fly. But I just feel like if you don't come correct, I don't give a flying fuck. Like, I'd rather genuinely be alone. I was thinking, if I was in the UK right now, I would not be in any of this drama. And then a part of me gets sad thinking about the experience. And then another part of me is just like, that is life, bro. Keep it moving, live life, get those experiences and be... but who wants such experiences? Anyway, reading the lyrics of You Better Off. You keep me in your orbit. Well, I know I'm a hard one to please. Give it too much importance. My love will have you fall to your knees. I tell them this too often. No better than to bark up my tree, just for me to fall and leave. Nah, I'd rather just watch you smoke and drink, staring clear of any headaches to start. Why is the watchbot watching me? This is crazy. Okay. And if we're being honest, I'd rather your body than half of your heart. Or jealous written comments that come when you let in them feelings that I don't want. I never let them know too much. I hate getting too emotional. I was reading this and I was just thinking the other day, I actually genuinely don't like being emotional, but I have Cancer and Aquarius in my chart, and I feel like it's a constant battle of feeling like an alien and thinking logically while simultaneously being a sensitive ass bitch. Like, make it make sense. Anyway, my beautiful aliens, this is going out on all platforms. Trust me, I am moving my focus back to podcasting and editing. And if you guys liked how fucking raw and honest this conversation was and want more like this, obviously I'm not going to be traumatized on here often, because it's like, what the fuck is that? I'm just going to have real conversations with people on here, and I'm going to be more honest, and I promise to be more consistent. This is the beginning of a new start. But anyway, all in all, I want to thank you guys for giving me this space. And I think the podcast is something I've been holding on to for such a long time. Like, it's something that it's pushed me through a lot of things. And even today, me being this honest and coming on here is really like difficult, but I just feel it feels right. I'm looking at the moon right now, and I just want to say thank you. I love you. I will absolutely do my best to like not be in the world, because the world is better off with me in it. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next week with a bunch of new episodes. Patreon human beings, you guys are gonna have a bunch of new episodes up in the next week, so look out for that. I have one on polygamy where I interviewed a very famous Islamic sheikh's wife. And I was like, she was talking about polygamy and I was asking her them difficult questions. We have an episode with a friend of mine on mental health. I am working behind the scenes to do an episode on art of seduction. I have a casting director I want to interview. But anyway, the time is currently 11:33. I am going to add the intro and the outro music on this and just upload it immediately. But I want to say, if you're going through a similar experience I'm going through, and if you listen to this and thought this girl is fucked up in the head, I don't give a flying fuck. If you are going through something similar, reach out to me. Currently off social media, probably will be for the next month, but I do plan on recording and posting content end month. I want October to be the best month ever. I'm so excited. I want to be more in tune with myself, more honest. I'm going back to self-care. I'm going back to being like loving me and doing me. So today is the last day of all the fuckery and bullshit. So bye. See you next week for a more upbeat conversation.